we will be underway shortly here at the TSAI Ice House in Lawrenceville, New Jersey. I'm Garrett Milbrandt, the voice of Millersville Ice Hockey, and we have another late game on the docket tonight as the Marauders have another game against this Tcnj Lions squad. They kicked the tar out of them last time, putting up 12 goals in the scoreboard and out-shooting the Lions 105-8. If they're going to want to win again today, here's how they'll do it. You got to set the physical tone early. Think of the first period like a playoff series. The best way to quickly put your opponent on the back foot is to come out of the gates flying and press that physical advantage. We know the Marauders can do both of that. Keep the pressure on. If you watch these two squads square off last weekend, it looked like Millersville had a power play the entire game with how suffocating that pressure was. Do the exceptional back ice play of Ben Bell, Kai Dunnigan, and Jake Petticone. Lean on those guys tonight, and the Marauders should be just fine. And finally, you got to sink your shots. Well, Millersville certainly did a whole lot of that in the second and third. They're only able to convert one shot on 30 in the first frame. That was a point of emphasis for Coach Schroeder after the game, and he liked the volume of shots the guys are putting on the net. He just wants a couple more of them to end with a goal horn. We'll have tip-off coming up soon here at the TSA Ice House in Lawrenceville, New Jersey. Marauders win the draw. That's Walter O'Connell winning at center ice, picked up by number 17. That's Thor Martin in the back ice. Martin dumps it down. No Blackers is home, picked up by number 10. That is Nate Cochran from the Lions. Cochran dumps it up, and it's picked up by Martin again. Martin dumps in, finds his man. Picked up the center ice. The Marauders, again, keeping that same pressure on they had in this first period last game. That's picked up by Kai Dunnigan there. Dunnigan whips it in to number 18. That is Aiden Stromberg. Stromberg dumps it out and finds Martin again. Martin working it down, gains the red line. Gets past the blue. Dumps it to his man. Kicks it out and lost. Fanned on by number 36. That's Ryan Solidist. Shot for the net from Stromberg. Padded by the TCNJ keeper, and we got a whistle. Apologize for any technical issues we may have been having. The first stream didn't quite work. I have a bad run of luck with the first streams the past couple days, but apparently it's working just fine now. And the bar that you see about right here, sorry, the tripod's only so tall. The bar is only blocking the bench, though, so you should be able to see a good majority of the game. Marauders win it. Offensive zone draws. They did a whole lot last weekend. And that is number 8, John Waters, hounding his man in the back. And it's picked up by Rysack. Rysack working at center ice. The senior leader of the squad dumps it in. Nobody home. And a Lion blows a gasket. Picked up by the goalie and back out to Rysack. Rysack keeping that pressure on. Picked up by Waters. Waters dishes. That's number 26. The Marauders right there. Scrum in the center ice. Picked up by Millersville. Dumps it in. Gloved by his man. Trying to find that center ice pass. That is number 22, Zachary Slayball, looking for his man, but no one is home in the pass, and it's picked up by number 53 of TCNJ. That's Owen Logue. Logue dumps it down to his man, but it's taken away by the Marauders again. Rysack working in the back. Quarterback in the play. Rysack dishes out. Picked up by Waters in the middle, but Waters is intercepted and picked up by his man Slayball. Slayball's always there looking for his first goal of the season. Slayball's an opportunity at it, but it is gloved by the TCNJ tender. Upcoming schedule for your Marauders next weekend. We only got one game. Actually, tomorrow, we're going to have a quick turnaround for these guys. One of the conference big boys, Scranton, will be coming to LIR for a 4 p.m. tip-off. Then it's Halloween night. We'll take on Stockton. And then Seton Hall, a game in West Orange, New Jersey for Saturday, November 8th. As the Marauders win another draw. That's Bird dipping in. Burn for the net, gloved by the TCNJ tender again. Can't tell right now if that's Matt Schrader or Matt Gamboa, but both were very well. Gamboa had a heck of a game last week against these Marauders. He did let up 9 goals, but I believe his save percentage went up. That's a real difficult thing to do. Carey was a face-off specialist last week, and he wins this one, picked up by Bird in the back. Corelli dumps it in, trying to find Carey, but it's picked up by Ben Bell. Ben Bell had a masterclass of a game in the back ice last week, looking to repeat that again tonight. Larry Liu takes it out in center ice, but Liu is dispossessed quickly by Corelli. 15-on-15 violence there in center ice. As the Lions have it again, the Lions try to dish it out of their defensive zone, picked up by Jonah Bird. Trio of Marauders running into each other, and Bird still has it. Bird trying to find a man, dumps it around the end boards, and Corelli chases it down, but it's picked up by number 4. That's Jacob Schindler. Schindler dishes, finds Bird again. Bird from the faceoff circle has a one-timer. No, decides to pass to the middle. Corelli dumps it out, ends up passing it back to himself, but it's picked up by Ben Bell in the back ice. Bell working through, gains the red line. Marauders get a quick change off, but no. denied by number 36. That's Ryan Solidus for the TCNJ Lions. With 6:57 left to go in the opening frame, shot scanned, 3-0 Marauders. It was a whole lot better than it was last week as the Marauders outshot TCNJ 105-8. You don't see that every day. TCNJ creating some pressure behind the net. That's number 83, Kristen Sokolowski. Sokolowski chasing down, but it's picked up by Schindler. Schindler trying to escape the pressure from back ice, but lose it and quickly picked up again by Schindler. Schindler gains the blue line, dishes to 91. That is Jack Wanshop. Wanshop is dispossessed, but he fights for it. Wanshop in a bit of a stick duel with his man. And number 77, Wes Copcho, is there to back up his man. Jake Petticone on the back ice, number 65. I got it right this time. I said 62 in Westchester, apparently. Don't worry, I'll get it right tonight, folks. 65, Jake Petticone. Wanshop is dispossessed, but he's picked up by his man. That's number 17 for Martin. Martin, the very, very present freshman. Rusha, you don't see a freshman come into a squad like this. That, and Martin does. I believe he sneaks it through the stick side of the goaltender. That's some freshman experience right there from Thor Martin as he brings down the hammer on this TCNJ goaltender as the Marauders take a 1-goal lead. Barely even saw that one go in there. That was a discreet goal right under the stick side. Sometimes that bounces, doesn't go your way, and the bounces went the Marauders' way a whole lot last week, and it looks to be a repeat of things here again tonight. Great start from Millersville, looking to capitalize. You know Coach Schroeder loves that. Again, they had 30 shots in the opening frame last week, but only converted on one of them. It's good to see them go 1 for 4 tonight. That is number 26 in the backcourt. Picked up again. The Marauders trying to work it down. That's Carey hounding his man. Dispossessed by number 19. That's Johnny Morgan. Morgan and Stromberg looking for his man, but it's picked up over the netting. Always thankful for that netting right there. One of the best inventions in hockey, I'd say. I would hate to have those pucks flying out of my teeth sitting in the stands, but thankfully we have some good nets here today. I have a lot of good everything here today at the TSIA Fieldhouse. Newly renovated a couple of years ago. Apparently the rink here wasn't so great. A whole lot of money came in. I believe it's a $91 million sports complex, and they did not skimp on any of the hockey facilities here. As the Marauders win another Ozone draw, that's number 19, Johnny Morgan, J-Mo behind the net. Marauders dump it out. Picked up by Millersville. Dishes it in off the skate of a line, but Corelli tries to handle it. It evades the sticks of just about everyone and falls to neutral ice. That's picked up by number 27. That is Nick Calabrese. Calabrese quickly taken away by Stromer. Skips off the stick of a Marauder, and TCNJ has a little pressure looking for their opening shot of the evening. TCNJ, a little bit of movement behind the net. That's number 53, Owen Logue. Logue couldn't quite get out of his own way there. He's being bullied in the boards here by a Marauder. Shot no problem for Rusnock, who's the goalie tonight. Ben Bell took the goalie job last week against TCNJ. He only faced 8 shots. Maybe Rusnock will have a little bit more work tonight. Hopefully not, though. Rister from close range denied. That's number 19, Johnny Morgan on the shot. Picked up by Stromberg. Stromberg, no look pass to Morgan in the middle. Morgan's wrister low. No good. Denied by the TCNJ tender. Just looking for a number on him. The tender tonight is, I believe it's Gamboa. Can't quite see from here, but I think so. And if it is Gamboa, the Marauders may have a work cut out for them tonight. Yes, 13. It is Gamboa. Rysack again. Rysack from central ice, trying to dump it in, but Waters has got to get back. Does not want to be called offside there. 14:06 remaining in the first period. 1-0 on the big board. 5-0 on the shots. TCNJ holding it. Getting a lot more puck time than they did last Saturday. But Waters slashes at his man and takes the puck away. Has his man in the middle, just off the stick of number 25, Alan Ryder. Ryder had an open shot at the goal, but denied in the last second. Cross-ice feed to Rysack. Rysack trying to quarterback the player. Dumps it back to his man. That's Bird. Bird's in the face-off circle. Back to Rysack. Rysack, one-timer from the middle. Had a goal last week. Really, really wanted one. Has one again. Waters in front of net. Does it squirt through? Yes, it does. John Waters picks up the loose change in front of the net. And the Marauders have their second goal of the evening on their 8th shot. It's looking like deja vu all over again for these Marauders as they take an early 2-goal lead with 13:29 remaining in the first frame. Apologies, our tripod's a bit finicky. It's the best one that Campus Rec could give me. I think I might buy I might buy a better one with some Christmas money this offseason. So maybe, Mom and Dad, maybe you could hook me up with a tripod. That would be great. Jake Petticone taking it on the blue line. Petticone gets through 2 Lions and bumps another one off. As TCNJ protects behind the net, that's Ryan Schiffner. Schiffner taking a quick breather as the clock squirts below 13 minutes. Bell chasing his man down with number 36. That is Ryan Solidus. Solidus behind the net. Bit of a scrum picked up by the younger Petticone, trying to keep in his brother Joe's footsteps, and he's doing a very good job of it so far this season. That's number 24, Wes Bieber. 44, mind you. Bieber tripped up. No call on the ice, maybe a delayed penalty call. Looks like we're going to have a tripping call on the Lions here as the Marauders will go on the man advantage. Bieber gets a bit of a bump, but the Marauders will have the man advantage coming up here with 12:38 remaining in the first frame. Yes, I believe so. Yep, that'll be number 17. That's Ryan Schiffner heading to the sin bin for a trip of John Waters. The Marauders can really put the boot on the neck here if they can convert on this 2-minute man advantage. Ozone draw, won by O'Connell. And the Marauders control it. Dish to Martin. Martin in the middle, finding his man. On the side, that's Berg. Actually, that's Stromberg. Excuse me. Dish to Martin again. Slap shot from number 19, J-Mo. No good, denied by the glove of Gamboa. Gamboa was a lot stronger against his Marauders side, but they've been able to break him twice here in the first frame. Only able to get to him once last week. Morgan shot in the middle, picked up by Martin. Martin dishes to the face-off circle, back to Martin. Marauders have about a minute and a half remaining on the man advantage. Into the middle, Stromberg. Stromberg denied, but it's picked up again by O'Connell. O'Connell dishes to the middle. Martin, centering shot, bounces off the stick of Gamboa. And the Marauders maintain possession. O'Connell back to Martin. Martin, the leader of this power play for the Marauders. Shot! Top bin! Bar down! Thor Martin for his second of the evening as the Marauders take a 3-goal lead. They almost make it look too easy. Martin had forever in the back ice, said, passing's for losers, I'll take it myself. Went bar down on Gamboa as the Marauders take a 3-goal lead. Another center ice draw here, won by Schindler and tipped out to Martin. Martin looking for his hattie, and he dishes to Wanshop. Wanshop from the face-off circle. Bumped off. Schindler has it. Schindler and Wanshop dangerous in front of net, but it's taken away by TCNJ, and there's that bad man again, Thor Martin. Martin working around from his sweet spot, dishes to his man. Bumped off. Hops over the stick of Kopshow as TCNJ tries to clear it, and they do. 11:20 remaining here in the first frame as we have an icing call on the Lions. A unique quirk about this rink is that if you notice on the stream, you can see the Marauders bench there, but you can't see the Lions. The benches are facing each other like that. They're not next to each other. So the Lions don't have that hardship in the second period of that long change. They were not able to get out of their own zone at all. Looks like they're having a little bit more movement, getting some fresh legs in the ice a lot more frequently tonight, but it has not showed up in the scoreboard as Schindler wins another ozone draw, but it's quickly taken away by TCNJ. Lions dumping it out, and it's picked up by Thor Martin. Martin loses it quick, picked up by Solidus. Solidus dumps it around. And the Marauders have it again, working it out. As the clock creeps past 10 p.m., we're looking for a long one here tonight. But thank you for sticking with us, folks. We should have a good one tonight. Bit of a bumping and banging in front of the ice, picked up by Schindler, but Schindler quickly denied. But the Marauders keep the pressure on as one-shot dishes to Rysack. Rysack's wrister off the shin of a Lion as Kopshow takes a shot right to the breadbasket of Gamboa. Some players to watch here tonight. Well, I think I got it wrong. I picked Walter O'Connell as our player to watch tonight. Every time there's that scrum in front of the ice, O'Connell's always diving in there head first. Highlight factory, that kid. Also for TCNJ, Larry Liu. Last week, TCNJ's Hockey's Instagram posted a bit of a question from their guys asking who on their team would win the Hunger Games. They seem to all pick Larry Liu. Maybe he has some talents we don't know about, and he could be dangerous on the ice, but that hasn't materialized so far in the first 10 minutes for TCNJ as the Marauders hold a hat-trick lead. Corelli hounding his man behind the ice, picked up by Carey. Carey dishes to Corelli. Carey kicks it out to Dunnigan. Dunnigan back to Corelli. Corelli off the boards to Carey. Carey back to the middle to Corelli. Rysak's wrister, no problem for Gamboa, but it's picked up again by Carey. You could just say it's a pass. No worries, Rysak. Carey with a hand block. Might take it himself. Good passing here for the Marauders in this drive. Off the stick of a Lion, and Rysak's going to chase it down. Rysak behind the back pass, right to number 21. That is Kaplan. 29 Kaplan, excuse me. It's Sam Kaplan of TCNJ. Gamboa couldn't quite keep it on his stick, and he decides to make the smart choice and just glove it there. Marauders are off to a very hot start again tonight. They put up a dozen goals on the Lions last night, and they put up a dozen shots so far tonight, and they're looking well on pace to do that again. Face-off won there by Slaybaugh. Slaybaugh dishes out to Bird. Bird finds his man Waters in the cross-ice feed. Ref just kind of stuck in the middle there. Feel bad for that guy. Water has behind the net. Picked up, tries to go short side on Gamboa, but Gamboa gloves it. TCNJ is still searching for that first shot and the standings. They are still searching for their first point and win of the season. Really a rough transition for them. They were a D3 squad last year. This is the first time back as a D2 squad, and the transition has not been kind to the Lions. Petticone for the blue line just takes it himself again, right to the chest protector of Gamboa. And another look at those standings. Westchester, undefeated on the season, took down Millersville and Scranton last week with 12 points. Scranton has 8. Drexel and Stockton have 6. Newman and Millersville 4. UPenn Seton Hall have 2. And TCNJ, no points yet this season. Petticone dishes the face-off circle. High shot. Looks like it was gloved by Gamboa, and TCNJ will get a line change here. In conference action today, Stockton will visit undefeated Westchester. The new guys, Newman, will head to UPenn, who's looking to put a stop to their early skid this season. And Drexel has one heck of a bus ride to Virginia to square off with George Mason. They're not looking to get back until 4 or 5 in the morning also. No, neither are we. So both teams will be pretty tired tomorrow. Bird from the blue line. Comes off the ceiling, picked up. Picked up by Petticone. Petticone from the face-off circle, dishes, evades the stick of Stromberg, but picked up by Bird. Bird working through the middle. Dispossessed, kicks out to Petticone. Petticone, gloved by Gamboa. Poor Matt Gamboa. He had to face 80 shots before he was pulled after letting him 9 goals last week. And the defense looks just as porous tonight, already allowing 16 shots on their netminder with 8:41 remaining here in the first frame. Marauders have the 3-goal advantage. O'Connell lining up for the draw here for Millersville. Picked up Rister. That was from number 19, Johnny Morgan. Again, gloved by Matt Gamboa. Gamboa has had a whole lot of work tonight. 17 shots. Rusnock just playing with the stick. He's hanging out. He's having a good time. Hasn't faced a shot yet today in the first 12 minutes. As the Marauders win another face-off. Picked up by Jamo. Jamo dumps it in behind the net. Found by Stromberg. A rare sight. Aiden Stromberg dumped off by... As the Marauders keep having it, Rister from Petticone. Petticone is really, really looking for his opening goal tonight. Denied again by Gamboa, though. Don't know if you saw there, Johnny Morgan took a bit of a bump on the last play, but don't worry, he's a big boy. He'll be just fine. Talking to the ref, maybe arguing a penalty should have been called. Stripe says no. Morgan heads to the bench. Schindler on the draw for Millersville. Schindler wins it again. Hops off the stick of Kopcho. One shot in front of the net. Just goes over Gamboa as the Marauders keep the pressure on. Blue line shot from Thor Martin. Looking for his Hattie. Denied by the pad of Gamboa. One shot dumps it in, trying to find his man. Martin has it again, working past the face-off circle. Schindler just obliterated in the back ice. Refs are kind of letting TCNJ get a little angst out so far again. They were slapped in the mouth last week. They're looking to be beat again tonight, but I don't know how long they let those big hits continue for TCNJ. Take them while you can get them. Schindler with another face-off draw win. Dumps it out to Martin. Martin from the blue line. They're double teaming. I mean, they know he's dangerous. But that leaves Wanshop open. Wanshop puts it in the mail. No one's home. Petticone in back ice. Petticone dishes a Wanshop in between his legs. It's Kopcho, excuse me. Martin again working behind the net of Gamboa, making sure he has his head on a swivel. Martin again keeps it. Martin takes himself, dishes to the middle, trying to be unselfish with it. Maybe should have just taken the shot, but Gamboa will glove it again as he's faced his 20th of the night before Rusnak has faced one. I think he's asleep over there. I don't know what he's doing. And we'll never get in the mind of a goalie. Those guys are weird, but we love them, though. Another face-off draw coming for the freshman Schindler. Schindler wins it, dushes out to Martin again. Pinch me if you've heard that one before. You've seen that a whole lot tonight. Schindler again, keeping it behind. They're saying on the bus maybe looking for the Schindler legacy game. Haven't seen it yet, but he has a whole lot of time to do it. Schindler in the middle. Knuckle puck just evades the glove side of Gamboa. As Schindler's really looking forward as he gets squeezed behind the boards, and it's picked up by Tcnj as they dump it off the ice. And it's picked up by Bell. Cop Show can't get his stick quite down to it as the puck squirts harmlessly away from Gamboa, but again, it's picked up by Millersville. As that Schindler with a whole lot of puck time this evening. Schindler just gets past the Millersville bench and hops over the stick of number 77. That is West Cop Show. Tcnj looking to generate their first shot of the evening. Dumps it in the middle, just evades the stick of Martin, and it goes out behind Rusnak. Has to raise his hand up. That's about the most he's done here tonight. Bird in a stick battle with his man, and Bell gets it through. Bell weaves between two guys. It was picked up by Solidus. Solidus squeezed out by Martin, though. Martin with full pressure all over the ice. That's just a great part of his game. Carey in the middle. Carey looking for his first. Dishes out to Bell from the face-off circle. Bouncing puck behind Gamboa. No Marauders in front of him, though. Back to Dunnigan. Dunnigan from the blue line. Nobody home. Millersville will chase it down there. Picked up by Corelli behind the net. Corelli tries to go short side on Gamboa, and it's denied. Knocked down the ice. Rusnak almost has to make a save, but it just goes past his pads. Stoppage with 5:50 remaining in the first frame. Shot scan, 22-0 Millersville. Looks like it'll be Corelli on the draw for the Marauders as Tcnj wins one of their first face-offs of the evening. Maybe they can generate some offense out of it. They try to dump it down, but it's picked up by Dunnigan. Dunnigan, cross-ice feed to Bird. Bird dumps it around the boards, and it's picked up by number 10, Nate Cochran. Cochran shot over the stick of his man, and it's back to Cochran. Cochran again dispossessed by Dunnigan as Ryder dumps it down. Cochran's in a battle on the boards with John Waters, and it's taken away. Waters in the back couldn't quite find the puck, but don't worry, Slayball's right there. Slayball dispossessed the face-off circle, but he's got it, dishes it out to Millersville. Picked up by Dunnigan. Dunnigan, cross-ice feed, just goes over Ryder, hops between his stick, but Slayball's right there as Ryder takes a big bump. Slayball keeps it going, taking on the defense by himself. Slayball is dispossessed in the blue line, in the blue ice there in front of Gamboa. 4.5 minutes remaining here in the first frame. Tcnj still looking for that first shot. They may have it here. Tcnj still looking for some offense here, but Ryder takes it out again and dishes it out to Waters. Waters has Slayball, takes it himself, dishes to Slayball in the middle. Slayball tries to go short side, tries to go long side on Gamboa. Neither work, however, as the score still sits 3-0 Millersville. Shot to the middle, just gets past Petticone. Could be dangerous here. Rysak back on defense. Rysak, great stick block there. Keeps Rusnak from having to do goalie things. And Waters has Stromberg on the far side. Stromberg taken away from the middle. Tcnj could have a 2-on-2. That's Edwards for Tcnj. Edwards, centering pass attempt taken away, though, by O'Connell. O'Connell taking on the teeth of the defense by himself. Takes it himself and off the stick of Gamboa. But O'Connell keeps it. O'Connell dishes to J-Mo. Morgan taken away in the middle, but picked up by Petticone. Petticone dumps down to the middle. Nobody home. Between the legs pass. Fancy stuff, but Rysak's right there. 3:33 remaining as number 3 has the puck. Rysak dumps it down, picked off by Tcnj, but taken away by Jake Petticone. Petticone back to Rysak. Right side back to Petticone. Petticone's center ice feed hops over the stick of O'Connell, and Tcnj will chase it down. O'Connell still keeping the pressure on his man as the puck sails over the end boards. 3:11 remaining here in the opening frame. Shots read 24-0 Millersville. Seems like a whole lot of the same of last weekend as the Marauders look to gain some confidence tonight as they'll take on a really tough test. They'll have to get home very late again tonight, very late again this morning actually, and take on Scranton the same day here at Lancaster Ice Rink at 4 p.m. That'll be a real tough one for the boys, but I know they'll have it in them. Tcnj keeps possession but loses it just as quickly as they got it as Bieber dumps it out, hops over the stick of Stromberg. Stromberg loses it, and Bieber's right back on it. Bieber works it out, finds Ryder. O'Connell jukes his man out of his shoes, but couldn't get the shot to go. I said, highlight factor, that kid, Walter O'Connell, had his man guessing with his bum on the floor. Not a good sign of things for TCNJ, as they've allowed their 25th shot before they've recorded their first. 2:48 remaining here in the first frame. Face-off won by TCNJ, trying to dump it out and gain some pressure, but no. Marauders are right back on it. That great center ice defense we were talking about before, as Bieber has it. Bieber, cross-ice feed to Bell. Bell finds his man in the middle. That's Schindler. Schindler looking to open his account for the evening. Schindler takes it himself off the glove of Gamboa. You can tell he really wants that opening goal tonight. I believe he does have one tonight. He's looking for a second. Schindler chasing it down. Schindler from his goalie line. Out to Kopcho. Kopcho center ice feed to Bell. Bell hops over the stick. Number 32. Not on my starting roster. Actually, that's Matt Schrader trying to punch it back on the ice and try to get his boys back on it. Nope. Ref says that's not allowed. We're going to have a face-off here. 2:03 remaining in the first period. Marauders lead 3-0 as Schindler will take another face-off. This time it is won by TCNJ, however, as they look to gain some pressure, maybe get their first shot on Rusnock, and they record their first shot on Rusnock as it squirts out of his skate. Shots read 25-1 now, Millersville. Martin again with the puck. I believe Martin has had the puck more than TCNJ tonight. He is all over the place, that kid. His pass sails over the head of Wanshop as he tries to chase it down the way of the ice goal. The Marauders don't like a call on the ice. Didn't quite see what that was. They seem not too, happy about it. But refs seem to be inclined to let the guys play tonight. Face-off will be coming to the glove side of Rusnock here. It'll be Schindler on the draw again. Schindler draw one, taken out by Kopcho. Wanshop's there. Lion fans ought to be taken away by Schindler. Schindler works down, dishes to Dunnigan. Dunnigan tries to find Wanshop, bounces over his stick, but it finds him anyway. Kindler trying to find it in the middle, taken away by Wanshop, finds Schindler. Schindler dumps it down to get a line change off for the Marauders, get them fresh legs on for the final minute of the opening period. Dunnigan takes it at the blue line. Finds Carey. Carey tries to go short side on Gamboa. Gamboa gets the pad there, however. As we got a minute and 2 remaining here in the opening frame, Marauders lead 26-1 and 3-0 where it matters. To the glove side of Gamboa. Draw one by Carey. Shot just evades the blocker of Gamboa. Marauders working to the middle. Corelli, nifty behind the back pass to Bird. Bird couldn't get it to go. Golden opportunity for the fourth of the evening. We are below 1 minute as Petticone takes a big bump from a couple Lions back there. Carey works it out. Finds Corelli. Corelli might have a shot. Just a little too much on it for him. Gamboa out of his net. Corelli didn't have a man in the front ice. No, could have been dangerous. Less than 30 seconds remaining. Opportunity here for TCNJ. Denied by Rusnock. Going to his belly and making the great save here to keep TCNJ off the board. Final 10 seconds of the frame will tick off here as the Marauders look to take that 3-goal lead into the locker room here. One last shot up at the noggin of Gamboa. Carey might have one before the period ends. Nope. Whistle blows, and we got zeros on the big board. Lion blew a tire after the play ended. And the Marauders, going into the first intermission, lead on the big board 3-0, and in the shot total, 28-2. Looks like we're going to have a repeat, so if you love goals, stick around with us, stay up a little bit past your bedtime, get some Red Bull, get some coffee, get whatever you need, and join us again here for the second period coming up in about 10 minutes.